Hey everybody, PSW60 back, and I am Turok! I regret that pretty much immediately. Moving on. In case we decided to not do that sniping section earlier, they give us a free tech bow here,
enabled.
as well as a very brief, comparatively, intro into sniping. Not these two. This guy down here. Probably a much better tutorial than that sniping section that we can't really make much of a use for. Now, you may have seen a green flash come over from within this exploded alcove, as well as heard a couple of sound effects. This is our first ammo and health respawn point. It'll continuously respawn 10 and 2 healths until we're at 100. Occasionally you can trick it into getting you to 101 health. The ammo, it will continuously respawn until we are at max for every weapon we've got. Now, I'm going to make use of this quick, but I'm not going to make you sit through it. There we go. Now, you don't get to see it for too much in this shot, but if you look around your environment a little bit, you'll have noticed a stepladder somewhat high up on the right wall as we approached this area. Climbing up that rubble leads us up to it, and the switch that it hides, which opens this wall down here that was previously closed. Now, ordinarily, if you're listening carefully,
Flashlight.
you can hear the lost children. This one's kind of buried back pretty far, so I'm guessing its radius is doesn't quite reach out of this little hidey hole area, hidden area. Hidey hole?
Shotgun.
Whatever. First, it's going to dump us into a bit of a Raptoid party, though, as all of these switches, save for one, are going to send a pair of Raptoids after us. And we can hear the child crying now, once we're already this far into it. No? Not that switch? Where's the one I need then? Ah, there we go. Let's use some explosives on him, shall we? Oh, that was nice and satisfying. Now, one thing that is somewhat interesting to note is that the explosive shells do have a bit of an AoE on their explosions, as you'll see in a second. We didn't hit the entrail, instead we hit the box next to him, but that did hold him up long enough for us to get in a second shot. And cages with open bars make for very poor coverage, as you would probably assume. But taking out all of these guys in this marginally lengthy area gets us our final switch and a flashlight. So that we can better see the hellish abominations that we're saving.
Child rescued.
And they fade out like the little undead horrors that they are. I wonder if that means they're ghosts. Now, this place just got decent amount creepier. Let's get out of here. There's nothing left for us down here anyway. Now, my memory is telling me that somewhere out here is another Ultra Health that we can grab. But I can't remember exactly where it's at. We have these two switches over here, which opens up this wall behind the waterfall. But back that way is progress. I didn't see any other switches. So maybe this is something that's tied to these seagulls flying overhead again? Looks like we got 5 of them this time. So I'll see you after the bird genocide is over. And with that, the seagulls have now become an endangered species in the port of Adia. And I realize that my memory is apparently not infallible. I might as well see if we can get back some of the ammo I wasted on these birds. Actually, let's not. I've already abused that once. Instead, let's move a little bit further into the war zone. Through this Hexen-style teleporter hallway. And we can see the war's effects of the people in the area. Which, judging from the looks of this, don't seem to be too advanced. Those arrows that were in the targets back there, we can pick them up and use them as ammo. They do count as arrows that are just kind of stuck in the environment. But looking at the areas that they lived in, the littered bodies around the floor, this is kind of less of a war zone and more of a flat-out massacre. Their weaponry that you could see on the houses back there, or even just the houses themselves, don't seem too terribly advanced. Originally, I'd thought that these were maybe some other tribe, or possibly another area that the tribe that Joshua Fireseed's from lives in. But apparently these are not. They're the Port of Adia Guard. They're a little bit closer to Roman soldiers as far as technology goes, as well as far as their around the time period that their armor would have been made in. And considering that the Lost Land is a bit of a mismatch of time periods, it stands to reason that we'd get some stuff from various eras. The only weapons they seem to have are what looks like the bow that we started with, and the halberds, or at least those seem to be the main ones. There were some that had pistols in the opening cinematic, but we haven't seen anybody still alive that used them. Though, to be fair, we haven't really seen anybody still alive at all, aside from the children that got kidnapped, which I guess means the entirety of what's left of the Port of Adia's people are going to be 4 8-year-old kids. Maybe some other ones got out. Let's see if we can take out this guy before he sees us, at least. Nope. I apparently very much need to work on my aim. Or I could just grab the explosives up there and, you know, let blast radius compensate for my poor aiming. Guess this building's vacant. Well, there's some loot at least. And it looks like that's about it for this house. No, it's pretty well expected that, considering the difference in technology between the humans and the dinosaurs, that it would be more or less a massacre, considering the dinosaurs are lobbing grenades and shooting at them with energy weapons. And the best the people here had are bows and pistols.
I am Tu-rok!
And we've already shown that the entrails can take a lot more than one pistol shot. Even the raptoids generally take more than one pistol shot unless you happen to hit them in the head. And I'm guessing that everybody, or not everybody, in the Port of Adia Guard was a sharpshooter. Granted, sometimes the entrails will just remind us that they're made off of dinosaurs and showcase what that reptile brain can do. And aside from that, although they're fast, they are using actual dinosaurs too, which are, again, not particularly smart. They just are fast. See what's in here? No? Guess we need both switches. Oh, it's just a raptor. Oh! Well. Casualty of war, I guess. I'd say that's probably one of the messiest death animations you can get, is turning a raptor essentially into shark chum. The warping sound that you'd heard earlier comes from back in where we made raptor chunks at, in that the ammo that was back there with him is another ammo spawn point. And if you were paying attention to the audio, which I didn't because I was apparently too enamored with the super murder that I committed. I guess is it still murder if it's a dinosaur? Well, I'm making an endangered species more endangered. Anyhow, if you'd been paying attention to the audio, you would have heard one of the children crying for help in this area. That switch that I just got, and you could hear it again there. That switch that I just hit a little bit ago after jumping up the boxes opens up a path right next to that switch. And right there, it's hidden by the boxes. So I never quite saw it. So I'm going to be making a trip back here a little later, apparently. There's more of that reptile brain. Thank God our enemy's not too smart. Thank God it's vulnerable to a shotgun. Wonder if I should start keeping track of how many limbs I'm removing. The number's probably going to get pretty high considering how much stuff is explosive in this game. Eventually we're even going to get a secondary sniper rifle that explodes. Which I guess is kind of redundant because the tech bow is already a sniping weapon and it already explodes. So never mind. Okay, that's the way out. I feel like I missed a pathway back here somewhere. This one? No, that's where I came in at. I guess not. I must be thinking of a different area. Oh, that's convenient. I never really get sick of seeing that. War has changed me. Something to note that is another difference between Turok 1 and 2. There's no backpack in Turok 2. So the max ammo that we start with is the max ammo that we have more or less forever. We'll never be able to pick up more than 50 bullets. We'll never be able to pick up more than 20 shotgun shells or 10 explosive shells. So consequently, there are no longer boxes of explosive shells. There's only boxes of regular shotgun shells. A wonderfully detailed bullet box that's just a gray brick that says ammo. Now this area, I'm guessing, was some sort of, like, maybe town hall. But considering that that ladder was pulled up before, it does come across that this was a sort of last stand for some of the people that were here. I mean, I guess everybody we've seen so far, it's been a last stand for wherever they happen to be standing at. But I mean more of a... they barricaded themselves up top there and pulled the ladder up so that not too much could get to them. Kind of a crappy way to find out that your enemy's got grenades that they can just kind of toss up there. Huh, figured that switch would have opened up something in that wall. Considering that wall looks like it's openable. It's not the ladder either. Maybe back in here? Yep, there we go. And this one's the ladder. Maybe? Yes. Kind of a terrible design choice. of a stronghold, considering the switch that would allow your enemy to get up to you is right there on the ground. No, at least we can take a key for coming in. This is probably one of the more... I don't really want to say one of the nastier ambushes, but you are exactly at a range where the shotgun is less effective unless you just happen to hit them in the head with one of the pellets. Sniping is... You're a little too close for sniping to be really effective. You can, however, just kind of lob tech arrows up there and hit them in the toe, or manage to get them directly between their legs. That's actually kind of impressive that the model collision's that accurate. There we go. And he'll do it for us, apparently. Jesus, that is a lot of blood. Now that switch opens both of these doors. In this one, just in case we need it and want to abuse the mechanic, we have another ammo spawn point. The other way is progress. But I kind of want that health first. Except this box is really tricky. Apparently. There we go. Now, if we do want to abuse the mechanic, again, we can sit here until we've got max ammo back up. We haven't seen a health generator for a little while, so they're not completely forgiving. But it is nice that we don't necessarily have to worry as much about ammo. These raptors just look so happy. Never mind. Raptors definitely have what I think are some of the more interesting and unique death animations. I think we've seen 4 so far. Regular, one that coughs up blood, the headless chicken thing, and the chunked raptor.
Greetings, Turok. How may I assist you?
But we're gonna have to wait until next time to see more raptor gibs. Till then, good hunting.
Game saved.
I am Turok.